A very good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're tuning in. It's good to have you. Thank you so much for joining us on Refresh. This is our third episode, and I hope you're learning something out of this. It's really nice to have you, and thank you for coming into this space so that we can get to engage and find help. So this is where you get transformative, uplifting, inspiring content. And for this first number of series, we've said we're delving into leadership. So we're doing a leadership series with Reverend Albert Shitakwa, who is very loaded on matters leadership. All right, but we want to encourage you to get to subscribe. Go to our pages. That's GPT Hebron City on YouTube and subscribe. You can also bonyeza hiyo kengele so that you're able to get new content when it comes your way. My name is Ndiema. Welcome to this episode. We are with Reverend Albert Shitakwa. Karibu sana, Pasi.
Asante sana.
So Pasi, since we started this conversation, I've been really engaging and checked out quite a bit about John Maxwell.
Uh-huh.
And he's an authority in matters leadership. You cannot be a proper leader, or rather a student of leadership, without you have to interact with John Maxwell.
I think he has given a huge contribution to leadership development across the world.
Right.
It's his passion, it's his niche, and like you've said rightly, you can't talk about leadership without mentioning John Maxwell. He's the one who came up with the statement, everything rises and falls on leadership.
Yes.
And that's a powerful statement.
Yeah.
The buck stops with leadership. And so leadership becomes critical. So John Maxwell, at his age right now, is on about legacy.
Right.
And so he has nothing to prove right now. So I think drawing wisdom from him right now, you get to learn a lot, because he is able to share with you his reflections, his failures, his mistakes, and you get to learn a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where we started, that leadership is influence. All right. Again, one of his statements, nothing more, nothing
less.
Right. All right, we go back to our conversation. We have spoken about emotional intelligence, we've spoken about some challenges in early leadership, mentorship, character building for leadership. We've talked about vision and purpose. And today we want to check out, navigating setbacks and failures. Is it true that every leader faces some level of setback or failure?
Oh yeah, I think it would be naive to think that you can glide through life without challenges, without setbacks, and without failures. They come. They are part of the process. One of the things you appreciate when you're in leadership is that is very critical, that life is a process. Everything you get involved in, is a process. There is a law of process that we must subject ourselves to.
Right.
And failure is part of that process. And failure can be an asset and can be invaluable for a leader who is able to read it correctly. And you can be able to turn it into something that can be a stepping stone for greater success.
Right.
Yeah, because failure, packaged in failure, is great lessons. Yeah.
So failure doesn't necessarily mean that you have lost.
Failure is not final. I think that's the word.
I love it. Yes.
Failure is not final.
Yeah.
The fact that you have failed is not the end of the world. There are many who have failed, and because we are finite, we don't know everything. And so in the course of doing what we do, we will stumble, we will fail, we will encounter setbacks.
Right.
And the wisdom that we draw and learn comes because of those experiences.
Uh-huh.
And so if we look at failure correctly, we will be able to learn from that failure and do better next time.
Right.
And so, you know, a great leader appreciates that failure is part of the journey. And there is a book, again, we've talked about John Maxwell. He wrote a
Yes.
book on failing forward.
Right.
You know, so failure can actually, depending on how you look at it and your attitude towards it, it can push you forward. And so it's an issue of when failure happens, acknowledge it. You know, acknowledge that and admit it quickly and learn from it, but don't let it stop you.
Right.
The Apostle Paul in the Bible says, you know, one thing I do, I forget those things that are behind and I press on towards those things that are ahead.
Right.
And I think that's a dynamic or a journey, a part of the journey of life, that the art of learning how to continue forward, drawing lessons from the mistake, but don't wallow in it. Don't stay there. You know, draw the lessons, forget the details, like I normally like to say, and keep going.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a saying that has been spoken about many, many times. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose.
Yes.
But again, when you think about learning and failure, you actually coined that to say sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. So it's always a learning experience.
Oh yeah, it's not losing.
Yes.
It's learning. That's the best. I mean, that's a good mindset.
Right.
Thomas Edison, when he was asked, you know, because of the many trials he did inventing the conductor for electricity, he said, I have learned 1,000 ways of not how to do it.
Of not how to do it.
Yes, because he failed 1,000 times before he got his breakthrough.
Yeah.
So he says, I have learned 1,000 ways of not how to do it.
Yeah.
So you haven't failed, you've just learned.
Right. And that's a really critical lesson.
Yeah.
That every time it doesn't work, it's an opportunity to learn,
Oh yeah.
sharpen, and get better.
Yeah, because I think every leader in life, we must be, and every person really, we must walk with a posture of learning. There is no end to learning.
Right.
And every experience is an opportunity to learn. Yeah, every good or bad.
Yes.
Every experience is an opportunity to learn.
All right.
Yeah.
We will, in a few minutes, ask you to share probably a bit more personally on matters faith and learning. But then, so you are a leader. You've faced certain setbacks and failures. How do you bounce back from failure to get to a point where, you know, the wheel starts running again and the system is moving again? Not easy, right?
It's not easy, but then I think it's, like I said again, an attitude issue. How do you look at failure? Many times, and especially in this part of the world, you know, failure is looked at as weakness. And so we tend to hide our failures because we want to project strength. We want to be seen to be perfect, to be strong.
Right.
But then that in itself disconnects us from the very people we lead, because none of us is perfect.
Right.
And so when people see a leader that has flaws and they admit it and they are open about it, that actually inspires instead of, you know, causes you to lose respect.
Right.
Because you come out authentic when you admit and accept the struggle, I mean the failures that you've gone through. But then, coming back to your question, how do you bounce back? I think what's critical in how you bounce back, it is in the where do you go to refresh? What's your go-to place where you draw your strength from?
Right.
Because that's the key to how you bounce back. And so for me, my relationship with God is a critical aspect that helps me to draw strength, so that when I go through challenges, I have a go-to place. And so I think cultivating a personal relationship with God, in your faith in God, helps.
Right.
But then also, I think it's important to be able to have healthy relationships
Right.
around you, you know, of people who you are accountable to, and they can be able to help you and so I think because many times leadership is a lonely space.
It can be lonely, right?
The higher you go, the lonelier
lonely
it
it
gets.
becomes, yeah.
And sometimes in the deception or the illusion of leadership is that you are more respected and your authority is more felt when you detach yourself with people. And so because of that, many leaders, when they climb through the ladder in terms of position, and they get to certain levels, they find themselves lonely. And if you've not built around you
An army of
healthy
sorts.
relationships, then failure can be very painful. And you may not be able to bounce back from that space if you don't have healthy relationships around you that keep you grounded and that, you know, bring reality check into your life and help you appreciate, hey, by the way, it happens. So if you don't have a mentor, for example, failure, I mean, when you have a mentor and you fail and you go to them, they'll tell you, I've been through that.
Right.
And then you begin to realize it happens. And so, you know, it encourages you not to consider that failure as final. So healthy relationships are critical around you. You need to have people who have your back. You need to have people who've gone through it, who've gone ahead of you. You need to have people who, you know, peers that, you know, can encourage you during that moment.
Let's talk about accountability, even in that space.
Yes.
Where you are a leader, and I like the example of every time you keep going up the ladder, it becomes lonely.
Oh, yeah.
So what is the importance of having accountability? Let's not even talk about a mentor.
Yes.
Having people around you that you can be vulnerable to and speak to them and tell them, guys, I am going through trouble here, and they hold your hand.
We cannot underestimate the importance of that.
Yeah.
One of the challenges of pursuing vision, purpose in life is drifting. Every time we set out on a journey, the biggest challenge we have in the journey of life is to drift. And all of us face that challenge.
Yeah.
So if you don't have people around you who know you, who will tell you as it is, who will call you out. If you don't have that, you will drift and never know you're drifting. And so that's part of the reason why accountability relationships is key. People who, not people who cannot speak into your life, like tell you as it is, because your friends who've grown up with you, you're not impressing them. They know you. You get? And so they will tell you as it is, and you need to have those kind of relationships around you. But again, they believe in you and they love you enough, you know, to encourage you as you keep going. And so you need that kind of friendships around you as a leader. Otherwise, without that, power can get to your head, success can get to your head, money can get to your head. You can tend to find yourself drifting, you know, and begin to, you know, value or major on the minors and value things that were not initially the values that you set out with. And so it's important to have people who can call you out, remind you, and keep you grounded. Yeah, so that's why accountability becomes extremely key.
Very, very important.
There is a scripture in the Bible, Proverbs 18,
Right.
It says, a man who isolates himself rages against all wise judgment.
Wow.
So isolation is dangerous. and that's a temptation for leadership, because as you grow up, as you go up, you know, you become lonelier. And if you are not deliberate and intentional, you become isolated.
That's true.
Yeah.
There's a very technical element right in there. The higher you go,
Yes.
and you will tell me if this is a leadership law or instruction. So the higher you go, and John Maxwell says, if he goes into a place and everyone is cheering him and saying, well done, he leaves that room. Because he realizes that there is no growth. So the higher you go, you realize that you need to drop certain things.
Yes.
Certain people for you to keep growing. And bit by bit it gets lonely as you keep going. Is it important to still hold on to certain relationships that are not necessarily where you are, but there's accountability still within those relationships? Let me break it down to a more layman language. You've come from the village.
Yes.
You've come to the city. And you know, you keep growing in your career, in your work, in your leadership.
Yes.
Do you need to go and connect back with certain people within that village that remind you of your roots? I know, Pasi.
Yeah, that's an interesting question.
Yeah,
that's
you're a
an
city.
interesting. No, that's. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting question, because it has two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
One, growth changes things.
True.
And some people will fall off your life by virtue of your growth, you know, because when you're growing, you know, what happens is that your conversation changes. You get?
It does.
And there are people who will not connect with that.
True.
And it's important. That's why in a marriage relationship, for example, we encourage a couple to grow together.
True.
Because if you don't do that, the risk is that you will be on two different levels, and one person will be on AM, the other one on FM.
Or medium wave. And,
oh yeah. And you will not
FM.
be able to connect.
Yes.
And so there are people, when you've gone to FM and you are in AM, they will not connect with you.
That's true. Relationships get lost.
Yeah. And so growth has a way of filtering people from your life.
Right.
So that's one. But then it's important that the flip side of the coin, that you never forget where you came from. In the sense that you never forget that you know, you are not, you didn't begin at the top. So that will help you to empathize with those others who you need to lift and grow.
And
because,
lead also.
Yeah, and if we are talking about leadership, I think one of the primary core functions of a leader is to grow leaders. And that means if you forget where you came from, you lose that capacity.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. I love that. So watu wasisahau kule wametoka.
Yeah.
It's very important to remember, even as you keep going.
Yes.
Because chances are you keep forgetting, it even gets lonelier.
Yeah.
And that can be something else when you encounter failure.
Oh, yeah.
Let's come back to failure. You have mentioned that God is very, very, I mean, that's a key element.
Yeah.
And you have always to connect to God and to your faith. That is very important. So how does that faith guide you in moments of difficulty? Why do you really need to connect to God on another level when you're going through the challenges of leadership? Just expound it a bit further.
Like the adage says, I do not know what tomorrow holds, but I know the one who holds tomorrow. So right there, it gives you the reality check that you are finite, you are limited, and yet there is a God who knows the end from the beginning.
Right.
And so having a relationship with that God helps you to be able to, in moments of uncertainty, to still have hope. In moments of discouragement, to be strengthened.
Right.
And to be restored. So I think building a relationship with God is part of what I call our root system. And so you get grounded when you have that personal relationship with God. And so that's why for me, faith becomes extremely critical, because it's your root system. You are building a relationship with the one who is eternal, with the one who knows the end from the beginning.
Right.
And so you may not know the way out, but when you have hope and trust in God, it helps you weather the storm in a time when you're not sure about how it will end up.
That's right.
And so our relationship with God is extremely critical. Jesus, the greatest leader who ever lived, one of the things when you looked at his life on earth is that he built a very solid relationship with his Father. And in the difficult moments of his life, he retreated to a place of prayer. In those difficult moments when he was about to face the cross, he retreated to prayer and spent time with God, because that boosts or gives you strength, inner strength. The Bible says in Proverbs 24:10, if you faint in the day of adversity, then your strength is small. And so that means that you need inner strength, and that inner strength comes from that relationship with God, and that's what I call our root system.
I love it. Root system indeed.
Oh, yeah.
Have you gone through failure?
Yeah.
Do you want to? I mean, it happens many times. Let's get personal a bit. Rev, have you, please share, probably a situation you are in. It was really disappointing. And how did you bounce back from that situation?
I think I've had different experiences that may not be like, it's a process and a journey.
All right.
In which, you pursue something that you felt God led you into it, and in the process of doing that, it did not work. And so you don't quit in the process. So I remember I went to a mission in Masai Mara, very interesting mission, because I had a friend who was a manager in one of these high-end hotels.
Right.
And so the staff who work in that place are largely were not born again. In fact, this friend was the only one who was born again in a place where the staff were like 100 plus people.
Wow.
So you see that
the ratio is.
Yeah. So the guy felt,
how
can I impact these guys?
Yes.
So he thought, I have a friend who is a preacher.
Please come over.
Please come. And so I had a team. We went there.
Yeah.
And we had we had been given a holiday package.
Wow.
But with the intention of ministering. So you are enjoying some perks and privileges.
Yes.
But the end game was we want souls to be won to Christ. And so we ministered there throughout the week, every day, once in the evening. And so throughout the week, we ministered to the staff.
Yeah.
And every day we ministered, by the end of the week, nobody had gotten born again.
Wow.
Not a single soul. had gotten born again.
Imagine.
And you know, those are the days, not that we don't do it, but those are the days you never went for a mission without prayer and fasting. I mean, it was, you spent many days praying and fasting. And so we had done that before this mission.
Amazing.
And we assumed that our prayer and fasting will deliver the results. And here we are, we have ministered, and nobody got born again. So it was very discouraging. In fact, that mission to us was a failure.
An entire week.
An entire week.
Unasema hata mtu mmoja tu.
And I left there, and my mind was made up. I'm done with preaching.
Wow.
I'm quitting.
Wow.
And for about 2 weeks, I did not want to hear anything about preaching. I did not want to touch the Bible. I actually, it was a very delicate period for me, because I felt like God had disappointed us. He never showed up, you know. And so, and we were young, by the way. It was many years back, in the 90s. Right. And so we we're back 2 weeks later. It wasn't the era of mobile phones. So we're back 2 weeks later. I'm in a matatu coming into town. And I'm seated there, and there's this young man who is sitting next to me. And so when the conductor is asking for, fare, this young man pays, and he says, for two. Okay. So he says for two, me and him. Okay. Now, him is me. Right. So I look at the young man, I don't know him. And so the guy is like, I know you don't know me, but you came to our school. Amazing. And you preached. And I got born again. Okay. Now he's working. He's solidly saved, living his life for God. Yeah. And so here he is, like a testimony of what God did through me. And here I am, quitting and giving up and hanging the boots. And that is what brought me back. Amazing. God used that to show me. It is not about you. It's not, yeah. You do your bit. I do mine. So I learned my lesson from that moment. Wow. That you be faithful with what God has called you to do. That's right. And let him do his bit. That sounds like Bishop T.D. Jack's story as well. When he was quitting, then he meets this woman. And he is reminded that even in those times when you kept preaching and you didn't know what was happening, and there's a lot of turmoil in your life, I still used you to do what I needed to do. Amazing. Yeah. And so God actually uses other things and other people to remind you that yes. And today, many years later, I meet many people who passed through my hands, got born again in forums where I ministered, and look up to me, as someone that they draw from and they learn from. Amazing. And I'm imagining if I allowed that moment, that 1 week, to stop me, I wouldn't be doing what I am. That's true. Yeah. And I'm very sure even for those 100 people in Masai Mara, there are people who. In fact. Later, when the manager came back, we met, and he gave me a very interesting story. Okay. The failure I thought was a failure turned out to become a powerful testimony. Amazing. So he tells me 1 week after we have left, people would come to his door, knock at midnight. And somebody is weeping and crying, and they are convicted they want to be born again. Look at that. And so, it happened until they formed a fellowship. Wow. Several people, over a period of a week or two. And they formed a fellowship. Amazing. As a result. And so, for me, I left there feeling like a failure. But God was working in the hearts of people. True. A seed was already planted. Oh, yeah. All right, we take a pause. Handling failure and faith, very critical that the root system is your faith in God himself. He helps you out even in those moments when you're struggling and dealing with failure. All right, thank you very much. We want to remind you to subscribe again to our channel, GPT Hebron City,
so that you can get the content and amazing, amazing conversations on leadership. We talk about servant leadership in the next episode. And like we had said previously, how do you lead in this very, very delicate generation? All right. So God bless you. See you in the next episode.